welcome to another episodic podcasting adventure. It's Talkamania.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Talkamania. How's it going, guys? I'm Desmino, here with my co-host, Jaybomb. Say hello, Jaybomb.
That's it? That's the only intro I get this week? I get nothing?
Well, every week you're complaining, so you know what? You're not special this week. You don't get it anymore.
You son of a bitch.
What's
up, buddy?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, ho, Jinx. We didn't say the same thing, though.
Maybe we're twins, or we're kindred spirits. We're thinking we're feeling the same thing at the same time.
Well, we're both Arthur Morgan, right?
Arthur Morgan, yeah. We're playing the Red Dead Redemption, guys. Hey, you having fun? I'm having fun.
I'm freaking loving it. Other than the first, 4 hours. Those were grueling.
Because it was like a movie, right? You're kind of just watching a lot of it.
It was like run here, press A. But I think we talked about this last episode. But it's a lot friggin' better now. A lot better.
I'm actually trying to uncover a lot of the map. So I'll do a lot of missions, main missions. Then I stop and I'll go do some stuff. I'll walk around. I'll do random things. And I have a lot of the map cleared. And there's some pretty cool, interesting areas.
You open the map before it makes you open the map? You're one of them?
I just kind of just get lost. And I'm like, oh, what's over there? Oh, what's over here?
Have you gone south
what's over
yet?
there? Yeah, I've gone all the way south.
What's there?
Except for
no, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
A big penis is down south.
Fuck yeah! I'm going right
but
after this.
I haven't gone to Blackwater, obviously, because it's big and red and scary.
Oh, I've been there. You have to go there eventually.
I will. Of
Where
course.
are you? What chapter?
Maybe 4 or something.
You've been?
No.
Yeah, you have. I'm on chapter 3. I've been.
Oh my God! I think you get somebody out of. In Blackwater, you
you get a guy out of prison.
Yeah, jail or some prison. Yeah, I think something like that.
So you did that.
Yeah, maybe that's the only time I ran in there. Because, there is a little bit of Blackwater uncovered in the map, but, small percentage. So it's kind of like an in and out kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like sex in high school.
That was good. I kind of have red all over my map. I kind of, do, while you go and explore, I do a couple missions and then I just I try and, tie people to my horse and drag them and then throw them over railways, elevated railways, and watch them hang and try and dip them in the water. That's just what
Dude, my girlfriend watches me play this and it's so funny. She's so affected by it. I'll do anything that's remotely bad, like robbing somebody or tying them up or shooting a bird. And she's she's next to me cuddling. I'll do it. And she's just I don't know you anymore. Kind of she gets really upset when I do it. And
she'd freak out if she watched me play. I talk.
She's kind of you're showing me a different side of you playing this game. And I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to kill the animals. I'm supposed to hunt them. It's yeah, but they're animals. You shouldn't hurt them. You shouldn't hunt them. And I throw a fish back in the water. She's like, oh, yay.
Oh, God. I never throw them. I just stone
Well,
them.
she's not that lame, but it definitely affects her when I kill a nice, majestic animal. Or even when I'll go into the house of somebody, right? And you go, there's some houses out in the middle of nowhere and you go in there and the guy's like, what are you doing in here? And they start shooting on you.
Yeah.
You got to defend yourself.
Shotgun to the head.
And then I kill him and then I go in the house and I rob it. And she's she thinks I'm disturbed, She's just like, you don't know how it is. Dude, I told her too, I'm like, in this time, this day and age, it was ruthless to be a cowboy. You had to be cutthroat. And I was coming home with one of my legendary pelts on my back. I think it was my legendary wolf. And for those of you who haven't seen the hunt, man, I posted it on our Twitch. So check it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to plug that in a minute. But I was bringing it back and I was telling her, look, I don't want to be mean to everybody, but I kind of have to. And then as I did it, these guys on the side of the road are like, hey, come here, we need your help. And she's like, yeah, go help them. And then they robbed me and killed me, and then they took my pelt.
Oh, what a bunch of cunts.
I told her, that's it. My legendary pelt is now gone, and I'm not getting it back. And she's all like, is that bad? And I'm like, it's awful. And
so it's her fault.
Oh, it was. And now we broke up. So
yeah, I was going to say divorce court.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
No. She makes good food.
Oh, damn, Daniel.
No, but guys, yeah. like I was saying, we're playing Red Dead. We're having a lot of fun. We're playing some other games too, and we are going to be more prominent on Twitch. I was testing it out this weekend. Make sure to follow us on Talkamaniacs, because that's who we want watching our streaming. So Talkamaniacs on Twitch. Jaybomb and I will be streaming more as we go along. We're old guys that are evolving with technology.
We're pretty good at vids, though, bro. We're old school vidders.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be playing with you guys. Hope you enjoy it. And for some listeners out there, I know you guys also like Friday the 13th. Let us know if you want to play. Let's do a session. It'd be awesome. It'd be scary. It'd be fun. But, yeah, outside of that, make sure to follow us on Twitter @_Talkamania. Make sure to listen to us on wherever you get your podcasting kicks, be it Spotify, be it Podbean, be it, wherever you want to do it. We're there. Google our name.
My butt.
We're around. ProWrestlingTees.com. Buy some merch, yada, 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 bada, boom.
Fair warning, I am 4 pints in, so this episode might be... It's probably going to be better, actually.
I'm the sober one tonight. I'm the designated driver.
Oh, the designated driver?
The designated driver. But that's only until after the podcast. I just had a friggin' busy-ass day and no time to get any drinks in.
No time.
But I will, and let's kick this shit off. All right, man. So we're rolling off of Crown Jewel. A lot of controversy about this pay-per-view.
Yep.
Should they have had it in the first place? Was it any good? And the big answer is no, it was terrible.
It was... the shits.
No, I think a lot of people were saying like, well, there wasn't much expectations for it anyways. And yeah, I guess so. So a lot of people went into it and it was what they expected. We saw the return of Hogan.
Gay.
To me, that's like...
Ooh, sorry.
If you couldn't have made a situation worse, let's bring this racist guy back and we'll, Hogan, because he'll make us lots more money. So the thing about Hogan is, years ago he was caught on tape, on a phone call or at his home or whatever, making really, really racist remarks and saying how he is racist, using the N-word a lot. Eyes. Pretty much, except for he didn't love them.
No,
he did come back, and I think the locker room was really receptive of him coming back. But when he did come back, apparently Titus O'Neil and New Day were saying how he never really apologized. He literally gathered with the locker room in the back, and the first thing he said was, "I didn't know I was being recorded."
The worst thing you could say.
Yeah.
The worst.
So a lot of people apologized to him and, kind of buried the hatchet, but Titus and the New Day were very opinionated and said, well, it looks like he didn't learn anything. And they even said, like, if he came back and said, look, I'm sorry, I've learned, I've grown from it, but he literally hasn't come out and apologized. That would be bullshit too, right? Well, I don't know, man. That you kind of got to apologize when it comes to that.
No, you have to apologize, but your apology is still bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. You hear what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, Hogan has this huge tendency to never take responsibility and, always passes the buck on and always makes excuses. And, I understand Hogan. He's one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in professional wrestling, simply by, marketing standpoint. That's it. I don't think he's the best wrestler by any means. But, just big for me. I don't really care. He's racist. Don't try to pretend you're not.
Well, you know what? It kept with the theme of the show. It didn't go up from there. Was there any real good takeaways from Crown Jewel?
You did it before I did.
Yeah, well, booze. I mean, really, Shane McMahon won the tournament. This is insane.
Well, the one good thing was the tournament was actually okay for a while because it was more like, oh, really? Rollins is out, but no Dean Ambrose either.
Yeah, that was a letdown.
He just lost. Yeah. And it's a cool. We got some good matches. And The Miz kind of, he was picking up wins, and they were legit wins. He wasn't really cheating too much to win. He was actually picking up these wins.
The story of The Miz that night was okay. It was good.
It should have been The Miz's night.
It should
100%. Yeah. And then he could be telling us every week how he's the best in the world. Mm-hmm. And that's awesome. That could ride The Miz until WrestleMania and longer. And he could always say this. Right? I mean, a lot of people have had this moniker, Jericho, CM Punk, the best in the world, and I get it. And I know Miz says it anyways, but it really looked like it could have been a good night for him. And when the Miz jumped off the apron and it kind of twisted his leg, he gave out, he really sold it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He kind of screamed out in pain. He looked really pissed. And McMahon came over and he's like, bring it home. Kind of like, they say when they want to just end the match. And I was convinced it was real. But then I watched it back again and, clearly see that it wasn't the case.
You got kayfabe.
And apparently Shane was always the one who was going to win this tournament. So they didn't make it a last-minute change of decision. And it was pretty much the lead into Survivor Series where we are now, where Shane's kind of taking more of a heel turn. And, so he's the best in the world, guys. Not Omega, not Rollins. It's this guy.
Well,
so
at least they started off
big
SmackDown.
slap.
At least they started off SmackDown and kind of apologized for it, in a sense.
Yeah.
But today,
but did you? I don't know, man. I just can't stop at thinking when McMahon won it, and everyone's like, "Boo! Like, what is this?" Shane McMahon's dancing around the ring, parading, celebrating. Meanwhile, his theme song playing in the background, which sums everything up. Money, 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 money.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing.
Dude, Brock Lesnar beating Braun Strowman, though, was icing on the cake of the shit meal that Crown Jewel was. We were tweeting hard that day. I actually watched the whole thing from work on a computer, which I think I'm going to do every pay-per-view now because we were able to...
telling your daddy.
Yeah, we were able to GIF. We were able to, be right on top of the ball. And we were tweeting out, let's go Brock, because we wanted to watch internet wrestling. Wrestling Twitter just burned to the ground, and it burnt, baby. It burnt.
Just not in the good way. It wasn't Rollins.
No, it wasn't Rollins. But I was very happy with that outcome, and I think it was the right move.
Well, I mean, at that point, why not? I mean, to me, it clearly says that the Universal title is just for marketing.
Yes.
It's just for money, and now there's these rumors where Cormier was calling him out and saying he wants him to put up his WWE title at the UFC pay-per-view. What is this? I understand it's a lot of money for McMahon, so that must be it. But to me, it's like, this is ridiculous.
Well,
so
Cormier
then you
is
look at
coming
other
to
titles.
WWE. So.
Well, I'm sure he will eventually. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, though.
No, but not to wrestle. He publicly admitted that the rumors were true. He was asked to do commentary for SmackDown once they go to Fox.
Well, that's next fall. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, he's going to retire. He's going to retire. It's the big fight against Brock, and then he's done.
Yeah, but if he does a commentating, then eventually he's going to end up wrestling.
For sure.
It's only a matter of time. But, it's just... Yeah, folks. I mean, look at the Universal title. It's not a championship belt. It's pretty much a marketing tool. And, Brock Lesnar.
It's a skid mark.
God. But yeah, people are pissed off because Braun Strowman finally had a chance to win the title. It looked like the stars were aligned. Brock ended up giving him the F5 before on the go home show. But, just was not meant to be.
It was perfect. I don't want to, I like Braun Strowman. And I don't want to see him win over.
It's not the way you should have won it, though,
Yeah.
the Roman, going out like that. And, if you complain about him being squashed, dude kicked out of, 6 F5s, went to the outside of the ring. So, as far away from being squashed as you can. Yeah. I would have liked the match maybe to go a bit longer or something. But,
be a wrestling match.
Yeah, but I think that's against Brock's contract. So.
Exactly. I got to ask you, what did you think about Shawn Michaels' return to the squared circle?
Well, I'm excited. I liked that they came out. He had kind of cool gear. Kind of looked like he was a cowboy. I'm playing Red Dead, so kind of was pretty cool.
He's like, that's me.
What's that?
You were like, that's me.
That's me with a bald head.
All right, hold on. Just here, pint number 5.
Oh,
It's a pint
yo,
of Guinness, baby.
I'm drinking Powerade, man. It's giving me the power to get to this podcast. But yes, Michaels definitely looks a lot different. It's still hard to get used to that head. I think he should wear a lucha mask. It'd be kind of cool if he had this a lucha mask with the DX symbol, maybe some even hair coming out if he wanted to. I don't know, if they could just hide his face, then he could go forever. Because he wrestled a good match, he looked pretty sound, he's got a great body, and that sounded really.
Oh boy,
it's not what I meant.
Whoa.
Sorry, Drew.
I think Mike wants to.
Suck it.
But the match itself was awful.
Yes.
I just felt like it really went off track quickly when Triple H injured himself, which made it very limited to what he could do.
Poor Shawn. That must have been
Shawn took a beating.
Terrifying.
Imagine probably not. But on the outside, it's kind of like, I'm injured. You're gonna have to carry this whole match. It's like, oh,
I haven't wrestled in 8 years.
Yeah,
I'm fighting the 2 worst wrestlers in the world. How am I gonna do this?
And he looked the best out of all of them. I mean, Triple H obviously can look good, but obviously he couldn't today. He did that really weak Irish whip to
his titty.
Undertaker where they both were confused.
Fuck the city up.
Yeah, that's it. It looks awful. I mean, it's cool that he kind of carried on, but it just made a lot of the match look really weak.
Yep.
And, it was, I don't know, Undertaker looked terrible. Kane was sloppy. I like when Michaels punched Kane's mask right off. That was awesome. And then Kane fell down, like, don't look at my face. And then like, put the mask back on. He should have just wrestled with it off. Just keep it off, man. Like, who cares at that point?
Yeah, he should have. I mean, it became such a shit show. And then Shawn Michaels almost died doing the moonsault because these two old fucks couldn't catch him.
They couldn't catch him, and they separated like Moses separated the sea.
You got him.
Yeah, you got him. The air's got him. And I think his foot hit, I'm hearing his face hit Undertaker's boot or something, or the floor, busted his nose open. You saw it was swollen in his post-match interview. So he took a bit of a beating. But you know what? I was happy to see Michaels back. And I know it wasn't the best taste in your mouth in terms of, Michaels coming back. It was a bit of a sour match. But I'm telling you, man, he's claimed that he's done. He's not going to wrestle again.
After that, eh?
Yeah, well, we'll see though. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him a big paycheck for WrestleMania or something. Yeah, and maybe he'll come back for one more match. But you're going to see if they put him on a one-on-one match. Look past the weird head, past the googly eye and withered face. I understand he's old. We all get old, but
I'm old and I'm fat.
He will put on a good match, and when it comes to a singles match, because if you look at the match, he was the best man in that ring, and you can call him out on missing that moonsault, but it wasn't even his fault.
That was not his fault. His perfect moonsault.
I mean, it was like a Terry Funk moonsault almost.
I mean, it was a bit low, but I mean, fuck. What were these guys expecting? The perfect moonsault?
Well, remember WrestleMania 12? That was the perfect moonsault.
Yeah, WrestleMania 12, that's like 18 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's quick math. If you're right.
Did I get it bang on?
I don't think so. I think you're off by a year.
Okay. Like Carmella with a dance break, we're going to take a quick break because J-Bomb's got to piss, and we're going to edit this little part out.
Dance break!
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Yeah!
This is embarrassing. This
Go
is
ahead,
humiliating.
Oh, come on, Corey. Join the celebration. This is one of the staples of Truth TV.
We won't see episode 1001.
That was amazing.
All right, welcome back, fools. Here we are talking more Talkamania. J-Bomb got his piss on, and we're ready to go. He was peeing, but right now we're going to talk about some shit. All right.
Fuck the revival.
Yeah.
Ah. So we got Crown Jewel out of the way, but the train wreck does not end there. So first off, I heard this week that Raw and SmackDown were in the UK. And I've been really busy with work. I've been really busy with lots of crap in and inside out of my life, everywhere around and in between. And usually when it comes to the UK, it's kind of hard to kind of stay away from the spoilers. I'm on social media.
You are such a spoiler slut.
I am. I know. It's terrible. I like to. I usually do. If it's a pay-per-view, I'll try to stay away from certain things. But, I know it's taped in advance, and I couldn't help myself. So I read the results of Raw. They were atrocious. I'm sorry, the WWE. Your product could very well be at my least favorite at this point in time in quite some time. We go to Raw. It's in the UK where it's supposed to be special, and we just see the same things again. We see the Riot Squad. Yeah, we see the Riot Squad versus Sasha and Natty and Bayley, which is a rematch of Evolution, which we've seen, I think, last week as well. We see Balor versus Lashley for the millionth time, and we see Nia versus Ember Moon in another squash match. And then Tamina comes in, and they join forces, and everybody has a Samoan pork chop.
That was so anticlimactic. The crowd.
I don't know.
First of all, the crowd in Manchester was shit. I will give them that. Nothing worked, but that was horrible, man. Like, that Nia Jax turn was horrible.
We knew it was coming. I obviously knew they were going to join forces.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, Nia is going to have to go against Ronda as a heel. So, not a surprise.
But the thing is,
didn't we get Nia versus Ronda as a heel already too? Like,
no, Ron. Yeah, she was bad, and then she became good right after. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and Bliss came in and screwed things up. Well, and this was that Money in the Bank. And I don't know, man. I think Ember should have won that match. And I think she should go on and be a face challenger against Ronda. And it would be a really good, solid match.
Can't change
Ember would lose, and people would be happy that she had that opportunity and chance because people are so pissed that Ember is being just squashed.
Well, look, okay. My attitude towards WWE changed, I don't know, maybe like a month ago, where I look at these people that have tons of talent, and yeah, it would have been sweet if Ember won, but they're so new. I know Nia Jax is still relatively new, but like, their careers are going to be long. I think you mentioned it last podcast.
Right.
They're going to have a lot of success. We don't need to rush it. If we rush it, we're just going to be done with them. So I don't mind that.
It's true. That's a very good point. Like, let's say you have like an orange, right, and you're squeezing the juice out of it really early, then you're gonna have no juice left in it after.
Oh, wow! It was so deep, bro. You're like a philosopher.
You like it deep.
I do like it deep. I do.
Brett screwed Brett.
But this is the one I want to get to. Survivor Series is so bad. Okay, let's just look at the timeline. We had Superstar Showdown, whatever the fuck it was called in Australia. Then we had the Women's Evolution, which was a really, really good show. But let's forget about Evolution. Let's pretend that didn't happen. So we have Superstar Shakedown, or Superstar, whatever the hell it's called. And then crappy Crown Royal, Crown Jewel, whatever it's called. And now we have
You're falling
Survivor
apart
Series.
over there, man.
No, I'm doing it on purpose. And then we have Survivor Series,
yeah.
okay? If you want to talk about holding storylines hostage, this is it. And it's not like WWE puts on good matches. It's not like you can sit there and go, because like I could watch New Japan and I don't know these guys. I don't know the story, but the match is good. Brock Lesnar versus AJ, Shinsuke versus Seth Rollins, and Becky versus Ronda do nothing for me because those matches sound great, but they're not going to be good.
Well, they're not for anything except for bragging rights either, which I guess is okay.
Shit. No, because it's not real. If it was real, I get it. If it was a non-title champ versus champ, literally who's going to win, I'm in. But it's fake, and that's my problem. I don't care if that makes me a mark or a smart or whatever the hell it does. Survivor Series is the worst thing. It couldn't have come at a worse time. It's 3 pay-per-views in a row that don't push story. And that really bothers me.
So I remember you were talking last week how like Survivor Series isn't what it used to be. You're right. I think this is a great example this week. It isn't what it used to be. We are getting some of these matches. People might be happy to see Rollins versus Nakamura. I'm pretty sure you're going to see Rollins win this one because Nakamura has fallen off the face of the earth.
That's it.
And, and then we have Brock versus AJ. You guys think that AJ's going to pull it out? It's not going to happen. Brock's going to beat him again.
Absolutely.
So, it's on paper, it could be some exciting matchups and whatever. Those matches are what they are. But when I think about Survivor Series, I think about the Survivor Series matches themselves. Yeah. They were fun. They'd have gimmicks. They'd have cool competitors involved. They'd have story. They'd be story driven. When Michaels and Diesel broke up.
They had team names and shit. It was dope.
The Doink Clowns and the Kings and the Knights. Remember the Knights?
Yeah.
Like, was the Hart Foundation against Michaels and his Knights and stuff? Like, that was all cool shit.
Yep.
But now it just... I don't know, Baron Corbin's mic skills. I know some of you guys don't like him.
They're getting better.
It sounds like he's reading off a prompter all the time.
At least he's speaking English, though. Like, at first he couldn't speak English. Now, at least, he's speaking English, but in a poor way. But it's just more like, okay, let's take, for example, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. Okay? We talked about how good the timing was with the whole Roman Reigns stuff. I think we jumped the gun. Because as good as it was for the timing of that, and it came as a surprise, they didn't have anything at Crown Jewel. They're not going to have anything at Survivor Series. Well, maybe a bit, but how cool would it have been if it was like a Dean's team versus Rollins team?
That could be cool, and then finally they had to face off like at the end or something, exactly. or at the end like. Dean and somebody else, and then somehow they ended up like screwing over Rollins. Rollins gets pinned, and he doesn't get to Ambrose yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. There's so much things they can do. This Raw versus SmackDown thing is so annoying. I have to hear Michael Cole and the dick guy Phillips constantly say the one time a year they fight. No, they fight all the fucking time. They fought at Crown Jewel. They fight at Royal Rumble. They fight constantly. I'm over it, man. I'm getting mad here.
Don't get salty.
I was going to say, is this salty balls? Salty bombs?
Salty bombs.
5 pints.
But yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about like the Dean Ambrose turn and how it was at the right time. And I still think it was. You got to strike when the iron's hot. And they started. But then they just let the iron cool down.
Yes.
And they really didn't do good follow-up on it. I think Dean should have been involved in the finish in Crown Jewel. I think there should be more. There's very little mic work. He just kind of came in this week, and we saw new tag team champs this week. Authors of Pain beat Rollins, and I know tons of you are really happy for Authors of Pain because they came to the roster and haven't done much. And cool, great for them. But is this really the way you want them to win the titles for the first time, going in and having this tainted victory, and they had to be a 2-on-1? And
titles mean nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Ambrose just comes in, dirty deeds, and leaves. And it's like, I don't know. They're just really not following up on it. It's losing my interest. And I'm forgetting about it, to be honest with you.
I know.
So, yeah, that's a bit of a letdown. I don't even know how it's going to play into Survivor Series. But I think Seth versus Dean and having their own teams would have been great.
Yep.
But right now, we are getting Corbin. So now, all of a sudden this year, you can be a captain and not even wrestle in the match. You're just on the outside as a captain.
What the
fuck?
fuck?
Is this their ploy on putting more people into the match without having to put them in the match? Like, I don't get it, because even Bliss for the women's team, she's a captain and not even wrestling. Like,
she's hurt.
What?
I'll give her that. So they've got to incorporate her.
You don't make her the captain.
True.
Just don't make her.
True.
Just don't have her involved. Let her sit out a pay-per-view.
Merch sales, baby. Merch sales.
Man.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing.
And she's going to end up with the Riot Squad and, whatever. Like, I don't know.
You know what I did like, though? I did like that Ruby Riott broke the Anvil's glasses.
Those glasses look like they weren't that old. Like, they weren't that dated.
They were like dollar store fucking Folkleys, man.
Yeah, but that's it. They weren't like from the 80s or, these were like modern cheap glasses.
But the story that it told was still quite compelling. I would love to see Natty versus Ruby Riott.
Ruby's going to just beat her clean. I mean, I think it could be a good match. I think Natty could take it to her, and it could be a really good match if Natty won. But the WWE is just going to have Ruby win and Natty be squashed. It's going to happen next week. Watch. They'll have a match next week, and Ruby will beat her. And that's, what can you say? It's going to lead to Survivor Series.
It bothers me that we didn't learn anything from Evolution, and that we don't have, like, the matches at Evolution, the matches you see at NXT TakeOver, and quite frankly, the matches you just see on NXT, they're better. They just give them that extra 5 or 8 minutes to really get your mind going, like, oh, this is not going to end as I thought. Like, it just adds those extra questions as your viewer, and the unknown and the mystery and the mystique and the storytelling.
And speaking of Evolution, when we had the reunion and Batista came out and teased his WrestleMania match, or a match with Triple H.
Well, that's over.
Don't know if that's going to be happening anymore, folks.
He's got hurt titties, man.
Yeah, but we'll see. Triple H is ambitious. I can't see him not being involved in WrestleMania. So,
oh no, we're going to be there, and I just realized we might not see a Triple H entrance.
Yeah, we'll see though. It's Triple H, man. He's the champ. He'll come back.
Oh, look at you praising Trips.
He just can't do those like flips over the top rope anymore. Like, come on, man, you can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore.
All right.
But yeah,
we've been pretty negative. Let's talk about something that got you really excited. And when you sent me,
there was something that got me excited.
Notes, yeah, got your dick moving. When you sent me the pod notes, the only thing I added to the end of it was huge, and I'm not talking about my own dick.
We're talking about Drew McIntyre. He's huge,
dude. That was phenomenal. If there's anything going on in the WWE right now during this horrible time of the year, it is the emergence and the push of our boy, Drew McIntyre.
Drew Mac. Yeah, pretty cool. The match itself, I mean, I don't know. Angle's obviously not what he once was, but it was pretty much a showcase of Drew McIntyre. And he basically picked apart Angle. And that Angle slam he hit was like a spinning angle slam. I don't know if you remember.
Slow-mo, spin up at the right time.
It was nice. And then the ankle lock, he cinches it in. It was cool. So WWE seems to be giving him these big wins, pushing him along. Apparently they have huge plans for him in 2019. So the future is bright for Drew McIntyre. Yes, they were in the UK, so that probably had to do with some of it. I mean, he's not exactly from the UK, but he's European.
Well, he's in Scotland's part of the UK, mate.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah. And Brexit and stuff. I mean, I don't know my shit, so maybe I'm ignorant here, right? But he's not literally from Manchester. He's not British, but definitely, I'm sure he's respected and adored over there. So really cool to see him in the main event. Awesome to see him win. I noticed he didn't come to the ring with Ziggler when Ziggler came out, so I don't know if they're always together. They're not together. What's the deal? We saw Ziggler face up against Elias, and that was a pretty cool match. I just only want to call this out because Elias's drift away in that match was so sick. He just basically caught. It's also Dolph, who's really good at selling.
Yep.
Just kind of grabbed him off the ropes and snapped his neck really quickly, and it looked really, really sick. So cool to see Elias picking up some notable wins.
Having matches, you mean? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. And also seeing Ziggler going back to doing the job and putting the talent over, apparently. So
yeah, and you know what? The little bit of a tease of Drew McIntyre coming out and that little bit of faceness, little bit of faceness, calling Bobby Lashley, getting the fuck out of my ring, picking up. What's that guy's name again?
I don't know. Is he over though?
And I can't get over.
Mr. Bada.
That makes me kind of sad. That used to be Roman's song. Hold on.
He'll be getting over when he gets back.
Yeah. Who are we talking? Oh yeah, Finn Balor. And it's such a shame because when we left Montreal, when we went to Raw in Montreal, and Finn Balor fought Seth Rollins in the main event, I remember turning to you and saying, "Oh, I think I like Finn Balor," and I've never been a Finn Balor fan.
He also wanted Seth's butt that night, didn't he?
He what?
Remember, he was like, "I want your butt. I want you butt," or something.
Oh,
He said something
yeah.
"I want your ass," or "I want your butt," or something.
Dirty.
Anyways.
I like how you remember that part. But anyways,
Oh, yeah.
Drew McIntyre. God, I love that guy. Not the way you love him, but I really do love him.
Cool. I'm glad you do. I'm glad we're on the same page about things. It makes me happy when you're texting me and be like, "This shit's awesome." Like Io Shirai. I was like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, yo, shit. I love that girl, man. Can't wait to see more.
Hopefully she'll be back. We'll see.
She made
maybe she'll
Botchamania, though. Did you see that?
For what exactly?
All of her missed moonsaults.
Oh yeah, like her knees land in the
Yeah.
stomach. That's one thing I will say though. Like she often misses that moonsault, or sometimes it looks even more devastating though.
Look, the one in
she'll,
Evolution
knee them
was
in the
missed,
face
so
or
fuck
something.
Oh well, I love her. She's awesome, flawless, seamless.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, but I don't know if she's going to go to NXT or not. We'll see. Talking about NXT talent and being called up to the main roster. Hey, we saw Nikki Cross this week. So what does that mean?
Well, you know what? Before we talk about Nikki, let's give respect to the champ. Because
The man.
I honestly, I don't know how to put it into words. But Becky Lynch somehow, I think, is the only WWE superstar right now who's really capturing lightning in a bottle. And her promo was so good this week. And unfortunately, the Manchester crowd didn't pop huge with everything she said. But dude, she brings something. That title to me, her title right now is the number one title in WWE.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because you talk about that promo, and I thought it was okay. But if you see the promo she did for WWE.com or their Twitter handle, like it came out like yesterday or today, it was excellent. So she's getting a lot better at her promos. They're becoming more genuine. Even the way she's trolling people on Twitter, she's been trolling Seth Rollins too now. Yeah, it's been excellent too. So I like it. I think it's awesome. She's doing some great work. She friggin' deserves it. And to see her in a match against Nikki Cross, that's a treat. So
well, look, I pulled up some shit for this match because I want our listeners, if you didn't see it, you got to hear it.
I wasn't meant to be the talk of the entire industry, but here I am.
I mean, she's so good. So good. And then Nikki Cross comes out. As if that promo couldn't get any better.
The fans loved it too, right? They've been waiting for her. Insanity too. They've been missing. And it's funny, Sanity comes out and like they're not wrestling. It's Nikki.
and I mean,
I'll play with you, Becky.
Like, is there? Listen to that.
I'll play with you, Becky.
There is so much. She is so perfect for the role she is playing. Her accent is perfect for the role that she's playing. I got another one for you.
Let's play, Becky. You want to play? Play with Nikki. Play with Nikki.
Oh.
Let's play. Let's
Nikki.
play.
Nikki.
Play.
I mean, that's gonna stick with me for so long. If you weren't a fan of Nikki Cross going into this, if you didn't know who she was, this girl popping up out of nowhere, you gotta get goosebumps, man.
Oh, and that's out of nowhere on the main roster. I mean, she's definitely made a name for herself on NXT. And it's funny, if you actually go look at some of her first, shots when she was entering wrestling, like she looked like kind of Bailey. She had like a Bailey gear on.
She's pretty hot.
She can be attractive. I mean, she's making herself look pretty grimy. I think that's it. So I don't know. I liked a little bit of like, I don't know. I think, she's good. Yeah.
The response from wrestling Twitter was, "Oh no, please don't feed Nikki to Becky." I disagree.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not at all. This doesn't hurt Nikki Cross at all. This helps Becky Lynch. I mean, this is a win-win in every scenario for the fans, for both wrestlers, for WWE. This is the greatest thing going on in the business, in my opinion, right now.
It was one of the best things on SmackDown, if not the best thing, at least in my mind offhand. And think about it, Nikki's perspective. She's in NXT. It's like, hey, we're going to call you up on the main roster. You're going to wrestle on SmackDown against the champion. And you're going to basically go out there and make her look good. Okay, cool, awesome. Like, what's so bad about that, you know? So,
and Nikki didn't not look good. Nikki looked great. I'm telling you, we have a new Nikki. And it's Nikki fucking Cross. And I think a lot of WWE fans should be really excited about this and all the possibilities going forward with her.
Oh, drink, bitch.
Oh, is she the first? She's the real first gimmick female wrestler of the like a gimmick, like a real gimmick.
Not the evolution.
Not
yeah,
like,
okay,
not
perhaps.
like I'm a boss or, I'm a twin or I'm a fucking steampunk. Like she's a character. She's like a Bray Wyatt. She's like an Undertaker. She's got that thing going on for her. So I think that's really exciting.
She's got to act heavily,
Yeah, I like it.
So it's cool. I'm happy to see her get a push. Another notable push, too, that we skipped over on SmackDown just because on Raw, because I didn't care about it that much, was the push for Apollo Crews. So apparently they're really high on this guy. They're calling him the human highlight reel. Basically, he puts off flashy moves. We've all seen them before, but yeah, that's his gimmick now. So Botchamania, be on standby. But yeah, he gets a big win this week. And guys, he got a big win over Jinder Mahal, guys.
Yeah.
Now,
I didn't even recognize Jinder in the ring. He wasn't in the hall.
Well, it seems like whatever. It's not a big deal. And like Jinder Mahal, right? He was always a jobber, but this guy's a former champion, and now he's jobbing to Apollo Crew, what? So.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm just like, I kind of feel bad for Jinder a little bit, but I'm over it. So
look, Apollo Crews just got talked about on Talkamania. That's pretty big.
Think he'll do the show? Maybe.
It's pretty big.
Maybe we can join Titus Worldwide.
Is Titus Worldwide still a thing?
No. I think he's not with.
Is Apollo
Titus
Crews
anymore.
a heel or a face? Because last time
I think he's a face because he went up against Jinder, who's kind of a heel. He does the whole like Shanti thing, but
I think Jinder could still be over
as a funny, kind of funny, clumsy or funny, stupid face. Yeah, I think it could work.
Him and Rusev being funny together, I think would be magic.
I think so. Because like Aiden English is gone now, man. It feels so bad.
Was Rusev on
SmackDown? I don't know.
I don't think it was.
Nothing really relevant, I would say. At the very least, maybe some kind of promo or something backstage, or he might have been involved some way or the other, but I don't really think so. And there was no. I know he's upset that he wasn't involved. He's not on the SmackDown team. He's like, all these people didn't even qualify. They didn't do anything. Why can't I be in the match? And I get it. It's just kind of, we're looking at the SmackDown Live. People were thinking that Shane was going to be the captain of one of the teams. Nope, he's not. Instead, he makes Miz and Daniel Bryan co-captains, which is another first.
Somewhat interesting, though.
I guess because you want to keep building the whole Miz and Daniel Bryan thing.
Well,
but then Shane is one of the wrestlers in the match, which I think he shouldn't be.
Well, he's a fucker, right? He's going to put himself in there. But what I feel like is interesting is that I bet you Daniel Bryan and The Miz will be SmackDown Tag Team Champions at some point before
WrestleMania, right?
Yes,
they're going to be put in the match and they're going to end up winning it, like that rival, like a Stone Cold Shawn Michaels,
like by accident.
Triple H, Stone Cold. Like we did that in the past. We've seen it, and it works. It's fun, but it is fun, yeah. But I mean, Seth Rollins and kind of Dean just did it. It didn't work out. They didn't really go far with it. I think they could have dragged it out a little bit more, but we'll see. Talking about Tag Team Champions, they weren't on SmackDown.
Nope.
They did it. Well, they were looking backstage. They were watching the monitor. But again, if you look at SmackDown as a whole, Tag Team Champions were backstage. That's about it. No U.S. Championship.
That's no
WWE title. Like, they weren't on the show, neither of them. They cut like stupid promos that were pre-recorded, and that's it. You don't have any titles on the show. What the F? What the F?
You know, I was thinking about that when I was reading your notes, and I was thinking, because I watched SmackDown before I watched Raw, and I actually don't mind when there's less people on the show, because I think for creative, they don't need to come up with a story every week for everybody, and then they're not going to phone
We've talked about that before, too.
Yeah, we have. But if we're going to talk about people not being on SmackDown, I mean, last week I mentioned my theory on Charlotte Flair, and this week she wasn't there again, or as Jericho would say, again.
Again.
And I think she's going to go MIA. After that Becky Lynch loss, until Survivor Series, there's only one more show before it, and my voice is really high right there.
Well, they haven't named the captain yet, I don't think, right? So I think it's
they named the captain, didn't they?
Well, it's kind of placeholder for Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Oh, true. Oh, I loved how Mandy Rose came out with that Sonya Deville stuff. Yeah, I liked that. I enjoyed that. You did not?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I like how Carmella fucked up her line.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I'm kind of actually, like, now that all the other girls have come in and, like, have to kind of cut their teeth into it, and I'm okay with Carmella now.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I think
she works hard. She's fun. I didn't like the way she was. I think she could have been booked as a better champion. Yeah. It's a shame, damn shame. And it sucks that Asuka was a casualty of that. But We're not going to get into that.
Yeah. But if we're going to stick with the Survivor Series stuff, New Day versus Usos fought.
Yeah, so we're having a tag team Survivor Series. I don't know if I missed all the rules and regulations. How many people on a team?
Who knows?
Is it 5 different tag teams, or is it 5 people? Like, is that it? He's done the Usos and the New Day.
7, 6, 7, 6.
Pretty much. So yeah, I guess they're going to be taking on the Authors of Pain and the Revival and the B Team, and then SmackDown's clearly going to win.
Yeah, fuck the
but the match was great. I liked the match. That was pretty good.
Have they ever not delivered? New Day versus Uso. Come on.
Oh, yeah. They had an excellent match. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was great. They gave respect after, and these guys are enemies. They're frenemies. Frenemies.
I hated that, though. This is again, going back to how much I hate Survivor Series. You're telling me once a year, WWE is going to break kayfabe for a pay-per-view? And these people that are supposed to be in these feuds year-long and career-long are just going to be like, oh, bro, I'm blue. You're blue. Let's go beat
I'm red. It's like we just did the midterm elections, and now we have red and blue divided. Come on.
Not enjoying that. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to get into Survivor Series. It's just such a shame because it used to be so good. It
did. And, you know, we also with these matches that are one-on-one, right? Like, you have the match, and then, like, there's nothing afterwards because there's no storyline. So it's just a match, you know? And, you know, I know we talked about having certain people on the show, and you don't need to have them every week, and I like that, you know, because you give other people opportunities. But, you know, Nakamura has been getting a rough treatment. And I'm not, you know, I understand he doesn't need to be there every week, but he's rarely there, if ever. And I'm trying to figure out, like, is he injured? What's the deal? Why are they keeping the title on him, if anything?
No speak English.
That's pretty much why.
I just remember when a day used to be Nakamura Day, and now it's not any day.
It's not any day anymore, man. There's no days left. Mm-hmm. They're killing the days, bro.
Well, you're not looking forward to Survivor Series, but regardless, we're going to be there covering it with you guys. But I got to ask you, J-Bomb, Survivor Series, is there one match at least on this card that gives you a semi-stiffy?
You know what? No, not really. I really don't care about AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. I really don't care about Seth Rollins and Knock. The only somewhat thing I'm interested is Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch because I have questions. Can Becky Lynch survive a loss to Ronda Rousey? Can Becky Lynch beat Ronda Rousey? I don't think Ronda Rousey should go undefeated. I think it's stupid. I think she's not a real WWE wrestler until she loses. Until she loses and could carry on, she is not a real wrestler.
I kind of agree with you on that point, too, because we're going to head into WrestleMania. She's not going to have any losses, and she's going to go up against Charlotte Flair, and then you're going to know Charlotte's going to win because she hasn't had a loss. She's going to hand the belt over finally at WrestleMania. I think she's taking a year off to have a baby or whatever.
Babies.
Awesome, baby. But yeah, I think so. I think she needs to have that loss. It'll make things a little bit more believable. She's a rookie. She can get rolled up. What's the harm in that? You know, a quick roll up or
Just
something.
fuck her up.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know who's going to be the one to do it, too. You know, who really would be able to convincingly beat her. I would have maybe said
Becky
Asuka
Lynch.
when she was at her prime, you know, when she was kind of really the tough bitch. But, like, now, no. And Becky, I don't think the WWE has enough. They're not going to do it. She won't beat Ronda. I know
Nobody's going to beat Ronda because the WWE Raw Women's Championship is the same thing as a Universal Championship. It's a marketing ploy. It's a skid mark around their waist.
Yeah, and, you know, when it comes down to it, I really see this match going one of two ways. Either Ronda's going to win, or Becky's going to get herself disqualified, or there'll be something like that.
I still think Charlotte's going to be involved. I do.
Yeah, very possible. It depends. I don't see her doing double duty. So either she might stay out of the Survivor Series match and just not be there, and they'll put somebody else in her place, and then she'll come out during the Becky match. But I definitely don't see her being in the Survivor Series match and being involved in this match. I don't really see that happening.
I agree with you, and that's why I'm sticking to my guns. She ain't gonna be in the Survivor Series match. She's gonna be pouting and crying, and I'm weak, and woe is me, and blah blah blah. They'll have her on a backstage promo about how she's all upset about the loss to Becky Lynch, and then that bitch is going to turn heel.
Oh, you really wish? You think it's be heel versus heel? I think that's stupid because that's going to take momentum.
Becky's not a heel. No way.
Is.
No, she is not.
I know. I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. But she's kind of more. She's definitely not a face. Well, she is a face.
She's a face.
It's hard.
Bro. She's 100% face. She's 100% face. She's just not.
In the typical mold, I guess.
She's not your old school typical face. Whatever you call it, like face 101 or whatever. Whatever. I just mean that.
They're going to treat this match though as if Becky's going in. The WWE doesn't get it. They're going to go into this, bro. They're going to go into this acting. Oh yeah, they got this. We just saw Crown Jewel, and you're telling me they got this shit down. Oh yeah.
No, Crown Jewel's a joke. Okay, but they got Becky Lynch.
So has Survivor Series. We've been talking on this podcast last week, this week about how Survivor Series has become a joke. I'm sorry, buddy. I just don't want you to get your heart broken. Come Survivor Series, man. You're going to be very disappointed in this way this match ends. I'm pretty.
Are you going to console me?
I will. We might spoon a little.
Spoon? I like spooning.
Spoon.
Fuck Ronda Rousey. Again,
if you look at the men's, at least for Raw, I guess Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series match, I'm realizing something. I'm looking at the competitors. We have Braun Strowman, we have Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Kurt Angle, and apparently Bobby Lashley is going to be the next person that's going to be added. If he hasn't been already, I might have missed that. But a lot of these guys don't like each other. So we have Angle took on McIntyre, obviously not a fan. We have maybe tension between Ziggler and McIntyre, or there might be because they didn't come out with each other this week, or I don't know. I guess they still get along. But then we have Braun Strowman, who doesn't like any of them.
None.
Lashley's a heel. So it's a weird mix of a team. You have heels and faces.
That's why it breaks kayfabe.
And then on the other side, you have The Miz, Daniel Bryan, but then you have Mysterio, Shane, and Samoa Joe. It's like, but you have all the other people who... Well, we saw how SmackDown ended, right? I mean, people were just attacking each other.
Yep.
So it's interesting to see, like, I think we've seen that, though. Can the team coexist? I guess, yeah, we've seen that. Yeah,
it could, because it's fake. Sorry.
We know that. I only just learned that out yesterday.
It's still real to me, man.
But yeah, Survivor Series 2 weeks away. So we have the go home show next week. We really, really, really hope it does a good show and doesn't actually make us go home and just turn off our TVs. But yeah, I don't know.
The only
Crown Jewel, Raw, SmackDown. It's been a pretty bitter week for me, and in terms of enjoying the WWE product itself. And yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens. You know, I'm missing KO every week. That's been a little bit disappointing too. It'd be nice to see some of these wrestlers who are injured. Like, KO could still be there with Elias every week.
I know. Just have him with the fucking cast, man.
I get it.
Some of the greatest promos was Bret Hart in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I know. It's true. He did. He's come out and it seemed like he was always hurt. He had crutches, he had a wheelchair, he had all kinds of stuff.
Bret screwed Bret.
All right.
And yeah, I would love to see KO come back in some capacity. I get it. Take some time off, heal, spend with your family. It's kind of when people get injured, it's kind of a semi-vacation because they get to take time off. And then when they come back, they're pushed greatly. You know, you have like Triple H or Edge or Cena or people who've been injured, and they come back and get pushed right back into the title picture. So I'm hoping it'll be the same thing for Kevin Owens. Will he be in the Royal Rumble? I don't know. Might be a bit too early, but we might see him around in time for WrestleMania. And could be exciting. I don't know what will happen. Maybe he'll have that match with Sami Zayn, or maybe he'll have that match with Finn Balor. He's been wanting to have WrestleMania. So that could be pretty cool too. We don't know. We'll see. But I just hope some good things are in store for KO's future. I missed the guy. I missed the...
Who doesn't? KO was the shit.
I guess everybody who doesn't like KO. But if you didn't, well, I got 2 words for you.
Suck it!
That's going to wrap up another episode of Talkamania. The only good thing about Survivor Series is that me and Dez are going to hang out. And we're going to do Periscoping. And we're going to do some other stuff. Nothing like, Mike's relationship with Drew. But, some other stuff. But follow us on Talkamania. Follow us on Twitter @_Talkamania. Get us on Twitch, Talkamaniacs. Hit us up wherever you listen to your podcast. ProWrestlingTees.com/Talkamania. And I really gotta take a piss, man. I gotta take another dance break. So I'm gonna let you go. On behalf of Jaybomb, I'm out of here. Say bye, Dez.
Dez says bye-bye. Have a happy Rusev Day. Go pee-pee now, Jaybomb.
Bye.